everyone, it is Jackie with Pocket of Preschool. I'm coming to you live today to share with you all of these fun St. Patrick's Day themed ideas that you can use in your classroom, either for St. Patrick's Day, and I have some fun color themed activities for you too, because St. Patrick's Day is all about rainbows and leprechauns and gold, so I'm throwing in some color activities for you as well. So if you could do me a favor in the comments, will you put down if you do a St. Patrick's Day theme, when you do one? Do you do it the week before? Do you do it the week after? Kind of when does everybody do it? I honestly didn't realize that St. Patrick's Day was like snuck up on me this year. Does that ever happen to you guys where you're like, oh no, it's like this weekend? So sorry I didn't do this Facebook Live earlier to help you guys out. It totally snuck up on me, but you know, life happens, right? So I'm gonna walk around, show you all kinds of fun things, St. Patrick's Day themed things and some freebies, and then I'll do a Q&A at the end. So, all right, so I'm gonna flip it around and here we go. Here is a writing center you can set up. So again, there's not a lot of fun St. Patrick's Day vocabulary, so why not throw in all those color words and those color vocabulary cards? It's perfect for St. Patrick's Day with all the rainbows. And I know some of you are saying you didn't do a St. Patrick's Day theme. I actually didn't do one this year. So I have a lot of stuff set up on tables that I've done in years past. But I have some leprechaun and St. Patrick's Day paper. You can also write letters to the leprechauns, especially if you do like any like silly McGilly, or if a leprechaun, you pretend the leprechaun comes to your classroom like overnight and does silly things. You can definitely write him a letter and then just throw in some of these clover stickers, because we all know that they're everywhere, right? And I want to tell you guys a couple ideas I have for these clover stickers as well. So another fun thing you can do with clover or heart, or I'm like glowing today because it's really bright. The sun finally came out, you guys. I'm so excited. But if you ever have like any like clover stickers, they kind of work like dot-it markers or dot-it stickers. So what you can do is like put, like let's say you have this paper, you can write their name on it. You can just write letters randomly, have them write letters randomly on it, and then you write letters on the clovers, and then they can match the stickers. You can also do it with numbers. You can do it with shapes too. So these kind of work like dot-its, and you can use them for St. Patrick's Day games as like kind of like a cover up for your boards too. So just another fun idea with stickers, because kids love stickers, right? Let me show you some books. So I don't know about you, but St. Patrick's Day books, they're kind of like few and far between. Look at my bookshelf, guys. Like not a lot. I do love How to Catch a Leprechaun. This book is super cute. They actually have a whole series of how to catch all the different things for the different holidays, and they're really, really fun, especially if you are setting leprechaun traps and pretending a leprechaun came to your classroom. This one's really fun. I actually got it from Scholastic. The Night Before St. Patrick's Day is another really fun one. And then the Itty Bitty Leprechaun. I love this one. This one I just have in a board book. And you can always throw in color books to add to your circle time, because, you know, rainbows gotta have colors. All right, so ignore all my dinosaur stuff out, because right now we're doing dinosaurs. Like I said, we're not actually doing St. Patrick's Day this year, but I still wanted to share ideas with you guys. So for manipulatives, you can use, you know, gold coins. These green glass gems are great. They're from the Dollar Tree. And if you want clovers, so I have these necklaces. And what I was gonna do with them is I was actually gonna just cut the clovers off. So I had large clovers, and you can put them in the sensory table. So like this necklace has what, like a bunch on it. So you could get a bunch of them. And then I just buy these from the Dollar Tree. And then like I said, like now I have big clover manipulatives. And then if you see these like clover banners, like they're in the Target dollar spot and stuff, you can always pull these off and use these as manipulatives. Like I was gonna pull these off and actually use these in the block center. Let me see if I can pull one off. I probably can't do it live because I only have one hand. But I was just gonna cut off the ribbon, so I had some large shamrocks for the block center. Rainbow mini erasers are perfect. This beautiful little rainbow guy. It's kind of like the wood ones, but it's plastic. I actually got it from Walmart for like $5 in the toy section. And then there's STEM I Can Build cards. These are the St. Patrick's Day themed ones, and they are in the spring STEM I Can Build pack. So again, you can build leprechaun traps and mazes and pots of gold and treasure boxes and a hideout for the leprechaun. So, and you can use all of these manipulatives to build, and don't forget you can always use real pennies as well. And then a fun thing I like to do with manipulatives is to make patterns. So you can just put a piece of tape on the table, and I would put it all the way down the table. I just did a little section for you guys. Oh, somebody's asking about the rainbow erasers. So these I got from the Target Dollar Spot. Sometimes you can check Party City. They always have mini erasers, and Oriental Trading or Amazon. But rainbows I use for a lot of different themes, so very fun. Yeah. So basically you just put a piece of tape on the table, and you can put it all the way down your table, so like all the way down. And then when they come in, just have these buckets of manipulatives, and they can make patterns on the tape, and then they can erase, and then they can make a new pattern. But I do love using tape because it gives them a visual space for them to make the patterns. And I just use this, it's like a painter's type tape, and I just got a whole bunch of colors off Amazon. Oh, somebody is saying that Party City actually has St. Patrick's Day erasers. I know I didn't get there this time. I wanted to grab some, but maybe they'll have some afterwards on clearance and I can grab, right? So this is a freebie. So these are Clover 10 frame cards, and these are a freebie on my blog. So if you go to the top of this post, you can grab these. They go up to 20, but if you have little guys, you can just use the cards that go up to 5 and just print off multiple copies. You can just do to 15 or do to 20, do whatever works for you guys. And then you can play Go Fish with them. You can play High-Low, which is war. You can just put them in number order. You can use them for counting, matching, just like a memory game. So 10 frame cards are good for so many different games. You can literally have them put up, pick a card, and then they have to just count out that many as well. So kind of make it match, and then pick a new card, and then make it match. So 10 frame cards are good for so many different things. You can also throw them in a sensory bin. These number cards are in my St. Patrick's Day Math and Literacy Centers pack. So you can actually match up the numbers with the 10 frames. You can make a number line. Ooh, my electric, ooh. We have like windstorms right now. My electric is flashing. Good thing it's sunny down here, so if I lose my electric, I can still see you guys. This is just a pot of gold activity, so you can use 1 or 2 dice, and so they just roll the dice, count how many, and they fill up their pot of gold. And you can use real pennies, or you can use like the gold that you find in the, what do you call it, like in the dollar spot. So I showed this activity, this writing tray activity, a couple weeks ago when I did my writing tray Facebook Live. So you can do numbers in a writing tray. And this is just sprinkles, and these are just like a decorative sprinkle. So they can make the number 2, and they can count out that many coins, and they can put them in their little leprechaun pot. And these are those cauldrons. They're actually, I want to say, from Halloween time, but sometimes they have them out during St. Patrick's Day as well, but they're great. And you can also put these in the block center. You can also put a sticker on them. If you don't want to use them with the writing tray, just put a sticker on it, and you can write the number, and they can put that many coins in and just use it as a counting game. Another fun game is our leprechaun brew. So this is one of my counting stews and brews. So what they do is they pick a card, and they count out that many, and then they put it in the pot and mix it up, and then they sort it back out. So I have a whole collection of these. This one is a holiday one, so you can either grab the small holiday pack, or you can get the bundle with all of them. And I want to say there's like 37 brews in counting brews and stews, and I'm actually going to add more this summer. So watch for those to be coming. I don't know if you guys are familiar with these, but I call these rainbow rulers. So basically all I did was I colored each inch a different color. So you guys can have your kiddos walk around the classroom, and they can just measure with their rainbow ruler. And so they're using a real ruler, but all they're doing is counting how many color blocks. So the kiddos will probably go like 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4 tall. So they're using a real ruler to measure, but they're not looking at the inches at all. They're just using the color blocks to count. But it does help them know how to like line up the ruler, talk about how you line it up at the end, so that way when they go to kinder or first grade, whenever your district measures, they will already know how to line it up, and then they'll just have to worry about actually counting the inches. And I just, ooh, it got dark again. I just colored this with like a marker. And these are some free rulers I got somewhere. So you can just grab any kind of wooden ruler and just color them, and you are good to go. And then you have a fun measuring game, and you get them up and moving around the classroom. So that's fun. This pattern game is in my St. Patrick's Day Math and Literacy Centers pack. So it comes with all the icons, and they can either extend the pattern or they can make their own. And if you want to, you can have them also extend the pattern with, you know, real manipulatives. I'm just borrowing these from my counting student to show you as kind of as an example. And if you want horseshoes for manipulatives, I just cut up some pipe cleaners to make them into like a little horseshoe. Sorry, that was out of focus. But then they can make their own with hands-on or with the cards that are included. And the link to my St. Patrick's Day Math and Literacy Centers pack is at the top of this post. And then these are really fun. They're little counting pots, and you can use, if you don't have this game, just put, again, stickers on these, and you can have them put the physical items in the pot. But this game is great for showing kiddos how numbers are represented different ways. So they have to count the tally, they have to count the 10 frame and the dice, and they're also matching it up with the numeral. So here's just 5, 6, and 7. And it does go up to 15, but again, if you have little learners and they can only count up to 7, just put out the pots to 7. You never have to put out all of them. Just put them out up until the number that works for your kiddos. All right, let's do some sensory and science and art. So here is a little sensory tub I put together. I'm actually, I'm doing like one day of St. Patrick's Day tomorrow, so I'm gonna put this out. So these are just those dried peas. And then I went to the Target dollar spot and got just some little, it's called like leprechaun mess. How cute is that, right? And I just poured some different things in. So there's just like some little clovers and little glitter, and then I threw in some cauldrons, or not cauldrons, I guess they're leprechaun pots. And then I just put in these little measuring scoops, and I love measuring scoops because they're tiny, and look at all that fine motor your little friends are using when they're scooping, and they can scoop to fill it up. So that way they're not having this giant scoop. They actually have to work to fill it up. They're using that eye-hand coordination. They can count how many. You can talk about which one you think will fill the pot up faster, this little bitty one or the large one. They can just take out the buttons and put those in, kind of whatever they want. But again, this is just those dried peas from the grocery store. These peas, just so you know, they are loud. Those loud sensory things bother you. Use colored rice. You can also do, have them cut up colored straws in the sensory table. That's really fun too. Get all the glitter off my hand. Fun too for St. Patrick's Day. So these scoops, somebody's asking about the scoops. These scoops are literally measuring scoops from the Dollar Tree, and I just took them off the ring. I use measuring scoops a lot because the one that like you can get them in fun colors, and I got 4 scoops for like $1, right? Or yeah, 4. and they're perfect for little hands and little scoops. So yeah, so they're just measuring cups or measuring spoons from the dollar store, and I just take them off the ring and we're good to go. All right, so here's a fun Play-Doh tray to sneak in some fine motor and art. So I'm gonna be honest and say that I had to throw away all my green Play-Doh last week because I had 3 kids come down with that crazy flu. So I threw away all the sensory things that could be, you know, harvesting germs. So I'm gonna have to go get some more Play-Doh tonight for our Play-Doh tray. Because I totally cheat right now. And I've been buying Play-Doh this year just because I don't have time. But if you can always just make green Play-Doh, and then I just put in gems and coins and rainbows. And these are just cupcake liners, and then some shamrock cookies, and little spatulas and rolling pins, and these are from Target. I love these because, again, they're little, perfect for their little hands. Yeah, and then I just have to go get more Play-Doh because, yeah, they've sneezed all over it. And I just tossed all of it. All right, so this is Craftivity is in my St. Patrick's Day Math and Literacy Centers pack. So all they're doing is cutting it out. So again, curvy lines, so they're working on cutting out those curves. So great fine motor. And then you can have them collage it however you want. So this is just like balled up tissue paper, and can you see it? I put out green glitter glue for them to glue it on instead of regular glue, just for something fun. And I also had sequins out. You can also cut up paint chips and put out, they can cover it with green paint chips. Speaking of paint chips, you can do paint chip rainbows. You can do small ones, and I put I just draw the lines on there for them, and these are just paper plates cut in half. Super simple. And then they cut these. So what I do is, instead of putting out this whole strip, I'll cut them so they're super skinny. That way they can all fit on the little paper plate rainbow. And if you love paint chip rainbows, make a giant one. So get a piece of butcher paper, draw this on the giant poster, and then they can work as a class collaboratively and make a beautiful giant paint chip rainbow. And when they're doing this, they're cutting, so that's great fine motor. They're matching the colors, so that's math. And then they're also having to use their eye-hand coordination to make it line up. So great, lots of great things happening there. So I know you guys have seen this probably on Facebook and other places. So this is just a fun little science experiment. So all you do is put some baking soda in, and I threw in some sprinkles to be extra fun. And then liquid watercolor or food coloring. And then this is just vinegar. And you can do leprechaun brew. How fun is that? And you hear the noise. So much fun. And if you want to, you can put out different pots and do different colors. If you do it before they come, they won't know what color is inside which if you put the color on the bottom. And you don't have to use cups. You can use little eyedroppers for squirters. You can use like little like squirting, like those ketchup containers, the clear ones. You can use that. And then look, there's still some in there. So then they can keep going, and it'll go on for a while. And I only put maybe like 1/4 a cup in here. So yeah, it's a really, really fun science experiment to do with baking soda, vinegar, and then I use liquid watercolor, but you can also use food coloring if you want a darker color. And then if you want to do more color science, in my TBT store, I have an entire colors science unit, and there's all kinds of goodness in here. Let me show you the front page. I'll show you all the things. So there's tons of color experiments you can do, and you can mix colors, and there's visuals. It's a really, really fun color science unit. So that's in my TBT store if you want to do lots and lots of colors in your science center. And then for snack, you can do snack and math, I guess. So you can do these rainbow airheads. You can do Skittles, and I'm gonna flip the camera around quick. You can also do color sorting with Lucky Charms, and they can sort out the pieces and count how many and make a graph. And you don't need a special printable for that. I would just literally make one with a marker and a ruler, and then color, and then copy that, and then they can sort it out, and they can put the little, each one at the bottom, so then they're creating the graph. It's not already created for them. So you don't always need that fancy printable. So you can use Fruit Loops to do that. You can use Lucky Charms to do that. You can be really fun at snack and make green milk with food coloring. I still hear my science experiment bubbling if that's what you hear in the background. So yeah, so all kinds of fun snack and math things you can do, because if we sneak in all the learning and all the places, so if they're having snack anyways and we do a really quick math activity before, we've now snuck in even more math. And if you use all those little 5 minutes here and there and for transitions, they're gonna learn so much more because you're sneaking in all those minutes and you're squeezing in as much learning as possible. So let's say you have 3 transitions a day and you sneak in a snack, just a math conversation for maybe like 5 minutes. That's another 20 minutes of learning and vocabulary and skill time that your kiddos are getting every day. And imagine if you did 20 minutes you utilize all those transitions and all those little times all week. So 20 minutes times 5 is 100. I mean, they're getting 100 more minutes a week of instruction. Like, that's huge. So use those transitions time, friend. They are valuable, important times, especially if you add them all up, and especially if you're half day like me and you can't fit everything in anyways. Like, for us half day friends, like, it is a struggle to get all the things in. And I feel like I never have enough time, and I always have so many amazing activities. I never have enough time to do them or enough time to read all the books I love. So use all of those little transition times and snacks time for just to sneak in just a little bit more learning. All right, I'm gonna flip it around and show you guys some literacy ideas. Couple more for you guys. So this is really fun. This, I just took those, these are actually sparkly on one side, but I just took those foam, and I want to say these are from the dollar store, foam clovers, and I wrote their names on them, and then they can stamp their name in the Play-Doh. This is actually the green Play-Doh that was out of that container, because like I said, all my kids, well, not all of them, but 3 of them that got that really bad flu that has been going around. So I threw all the Play-Doh away. So, and then they can smash it, and look at all this fine motor they're getting in. They can smash it, and then they can make the next name. So they can make their friend's name. And we all know that little ladies and little guys are so egocentric. So if they're making their friends' names, they're much more excited about working with letters. If you're a kinder friend, or if your kids are ready, write sight words on the back, or you can write color words on the back. Do whatever words that you guys are working on in your classroom. We do a lot with names since I'm pre-K. These are also great for gross motor. So what I like to do is I like to spread them out, and I'll just put them out randomly on my carpet, and I'll turn on the music. And let's say I have 10 all spread out. I turn on the music, and then I pause it, and they all have to go, excuse my toes, because I didn't have on shoes right now, and they have to touch a clover. I think I told you guys this game, I do it for Valentine's Day too, and they have to touch a clover, and then I take one away. So every time the music stops, I take one away. And so they're going. So every time the music stops, I take it away, and so there's less and less space. So now it's a collaborative social skills gross motor game, and they're having to figure out how to share their space, get everybody's foot on this clover, because we all know if you have 18 kids, or even if you have 10 kids, all their 10 toes are not gonna fit. So what my kiddos do is they're like, well, I'll hold your hand, or I'll touch your shoulder, and then since you're touching the clover and I'm touching you, it counts. So they have to kind of figure out a way to work together as a team and touch all the clovers. So it's a really fun gross motor game. You can also write numbers on the back and make it into like a hopscotch game, which is really fun for gross motor. You can stick these on the wall and do it as a throwing game and throw like koosh balls. Don't throw anything hard in your classroom, but you could throw like koosh balls or any kind of like soft ball you have in your classroom, just throw those. And so just put these on the wall. So I love foam shapes for gross motor. It's so much fun. All right, I'm gonna flip it around again. So, all right, so smart. So here's the sprinkles I use. So these are just those sugar sprinkles, and then these are like the fancy sprinkles. And these, I wanna say you can get them from like Michael's in the candy section. You can get like, I think this is like 2 of those tiny packs. So they're usually like $1 a pack. So yeah, and then so I just put some sprinkles in, and then I toss in some fancy ones. And then these wood trays are, you can either find them in the Target dollar spot, or because lacing sets come in them, or you can just use a like green or one of those kid plates with a divider. Those work too. But anything with kind of a lip on it, that way when you shake to erase, the sprinkles don't flop out. So for this activity, I have kiddos, because we're starting to work on some sight words with some of my older friends, older pre-K friends who are ready. So they're working on sight words, so they can pick a sight word, they can make it with the gold coins, and then they can write it in the tray. So they're reading it, they're making it, and then they're writing it. And then if you have little itty bitties, they can just pick a letter and they can just make it. Or maybe they can pick a letter and they can match the uppercase with the lowercase. So now they're matching letters, they're saying the names of the letters, you can talk about the sound, and then they're making them in the tray. So many fun things you can do with these letter coins. You can also toss them in a sensory table and have them find them that way too. So this is rainbow letters. This is one of the printables that comes in. So rainbow letters is when they write the letters in all the colors. So they would write M in red, and then they would trace M in orange, trace M in all the colors. So you can kind of see up close that this little guy traced all the colors with his markers and did rainbow writing. So again, rainbows for St. Patrick's Day, gotta do some rainbow writing. And this is in my Math and Literacy Centers pack. I also have in there these letter cards. So you can do write the room with them, where you stick the letters around the room and they walk around the room and write the letters. You can do a matching game. You can, I'll turn it around. So another fun way, especially, so I'm in Missouri and we are finally getting outside, but now it's like rain. So you can give everybody out a letter and give half of your class lowercase, half of your class uppercase. If you have threes, give everybody matching uppercase, and they have to walk around and they have to say either their letter or their sound. So they'll be like L, 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 and they have to walk around for the other friend who is saying the letter L. So if you are stuck inside or your kiddos have the wiggles and they need to get up and moving, give them out matching letter cards, and you say, oh, you have to hide them at first. And so they hide them, and then you say go, and then they have to walk around and say the letter or the sound and then find that partner. And then if you want to switch it up, a really fun thing to do is have everybody put all the letter cards on the ground and you just kind of shuffle them, and then they have to everybody pick a new card. So it's a really easy way to kind of switch cards, so that way they're getting a new card every time. So yeah, so super fun. You can also do that with sight word cards too. So they can walk around and go they, and they have to find the friend who has the word they. All right, I'm gonna flip it around. Lots of flipping today. Flipping the card, flipping the camera. So that you can do rainbow rhymes, cat, hat, shoe, glue, for a rhyming game. I know some of you guys like to do where the, this is actually Silly McGilly. I got it. It comes with a book. It's kind of like Elf on the Shelf. I don't know if you can get it anymore. I got it off Amazon like a long time ago. But so you can just get any little leprechaun and you can pretend your leprechaun does little tricks. When we do Elf on the Shelf, I let my kids touch the elf. So I would let them touch the little leprechaun man. And then he like goes to the block center and he would build with them, and they make little hideouts for him in the block center. So yeah, so you can have a little leprechaun visit your class, or a family of leprechauns if your kids don't share well yet. Bring in like 5 of them and you'd be like, oh, this is the family of the leprechaun family. What should we name all of them? So yeah, so if your kiddos can't share well, just bring in 5. And you can usually find leprechauns, at like Target or like Walmart or something around St. Patrick's Day. You don't have to buy like expensive ones because they'll get rough. So yeah, so those are my ideas for you guys for St. Patrick's Day. I know there's not a ton, but usually everybody only does St. Patrick's Day for like a week. And if you guys have more questions, you want to keep talking, hop on over to the Pocket of Preschool Facebook group and we can keep chatting over there. But you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you guys